poems. Emily Dickinson, The Complete Poems of Emily Dickinson, Set 1, Group 1. The Complete Poems by Emily Dickinson. This edition was created and published by Global Grey, and the works of Emily Dickinson are out of copyright books that have entered the public domain. 2020 год. Awake ye muses 9, sing me a strain divine. Awake ye muses 9, sing me a strain divine. Unwind the solemn twine, and tie my valentine. Oh, the earth was made for lovers, for damsel and hopeless swain, for sighing and gentle whispering, and unity made of twain. All things do go a-courting, in earth or sea or air. God hath made nothing single but thee in his world so fair. The bride, and then the bridegroom, the two, and then the one, Adam and Eve, his consort, the moon, and then the sun. The life doth prove the precept, who obey shall happy be, who will not serve the sovereign, be hanged on fatal tree. The high to seek the lowly, the great to seek the small, none cannot find who seeketh on this terrestrial ball. The bee doth court the flower his suit receives, and they make merry meeting, whose guests are 100 leaves. The wind doth woo the branches they are one, and the father fond demandeth the maiden for his son. The storm doth walk the seashore, humming a mournful tune. The wave, with eye so pensive, looketh to see the moon. Their spirits meet together, they make their solemn vows. No more he singeth mournful, her sadness she doth lose. The worm doth woo the mortal, death claims a living bride. Night unto day is married, morn unto eventide. Earth is a merry damsel, and heaven a knight so true. And earth is quite coquettish, and beseemeth in vain to sue. Now to the application, to the reading of the roll, to bringing thee to justice, and marshalling thy soul. Thou art a human solo, a being cold and lone, wilt have no kind companion. Thou reapst what thou hast sown, hast never silent hours, and minutes all too long, and a deal of sad reflection, and wailing instead of song. There's Sarah, and Eliza, and Emmeline so fair, and Harriet, and Susan, and she with curling hair. Thine eyes are sadly blinded, but yet thou mayest see 6 true, and comely maidens sitting upon the tree. Approach that tree with caution, then up it boldly climb, and seize the one thou lovest, nor care for space or time. Then bear her to the greenwood, and build for her a bower, and give her what she asketh, jewel, or bird, or flower, and bring the fife and trumpet, and beat upon the drum, and bid the world good morrow, and go to glory home. There is another sky, and there is another sky ever serene and fair, and there is another sunshine, though it be darkness there. Never mind faded forests, Austin, never mind silent fields. Here is a little forest whose leaf is evergreen. Here is a brighter garden, when not a frost has been in its unfading flowers. I hear the bright bee hum, prithee, my brother, into my garden come. Sic transit gloria mundi, sic transit gloria mundi. How doth the busy bee, dum vivamus, I stay mine enemy. O veni vidi vici, o caput capapi, and o memento mori. when I am far from thee. Hurrah for Peter Parley, hurrah for Daniel Boone. 3 cheers, sir, for the gentleman who first observed the moon. Peter put up the sunshine, Patty arranged the stars. Tell Luna tea is waiting, and call your brother, Mars Dash. Put down the apple, Adam, and come away with me, so shalt thou have a pippin from off my father's tree. I climb the hill of science, I view the landscape o'er. Such transcendental prospect I ne'er beheld before. Unto the legislature my country bids me go. I'll take my rubbers in case the wind should blow. During my education it was announced to me that gravitation stumbling fell from an apple tree. The earth upon its axis was once supposed to turn by way of a gymnastic. In honor to the suns, 'twas the brave Columbus, our sailing over the tide, who notified the nations of where I would reside. Mortality is fatal, gentility is fine, rascality, heroic insolvency, sublime. Our fathers, being weary, lay down on Bunker Hill, and though full many a morning, yet they are sleeping still. The trumpet, sir, shall wake them in streams. I see them rise, each with a solemn musket, marching to the skies. A coward will remain, sir, until the fight is done, but an immortal hero will take his hat and run. Goodbye, sir, I am going. My country calleth me. Allow me, sir, at parting to wipe my weeping head. In token of our friendship, accept this bonny tune, that when the hand that plucked it hath passed beyond the moon, the memory of my ashes will consolation be. Then farewell, dusk aurora, and farewell, sir, to thee on this wondrous sea. Right, comrade, right, on this wondrous sea, sailing silently. Oh, pilot, oh, knowest thou the shore, where no breakers roar, where the storm is o'er? In the peaceful west, many the sails at rest, the anchors fast. Thither I pilot thee, land, oh, eternity, ashore at last. I have a bird in spring, I have a bird in spring, which for myself doth sing the spring decoys. And as the summer nears, and as the rose appears, Robin is gone. Yet do I not repine, knowing that bird of mine, though flown, learneth beyond the sea melody new for me, and will return fast in safer hand, held in a truer land, arm in minus. And though they now depart, tell I my doubting heart, they're thine. In a serener bright, in a more golden light I see each little doubt and fear, each little discord here removed. Then will I not repine, knowing that bird of mine, though flown, shall in distant tree bright melody for me return. Frequently the woods are pink, frequently the woods are pink, frequently are brown, frequently the hills undress behind my native town. Oft a head is crested, I was wont to see, and as oft a cranny, where it used to be. And the earth, they tell me, on its axis turned, wonderful rotation by but 12 performed, the feet of people walking home, the feet of people walking home, the gay sandals go, the crocus till she rises, the vassal of the snow, the lips at hallelujah, hours of practice bore, till by and by these bargemen walked, singing, on the shore. Pearls are the divers' farthings, extorted from the sea. Pinions, the seraph's wagon, pedestrian ones, as we, night is the morning's canvas, larceny, legacy, death, but our rapt attention to immortality. My figures fail to tell me how far the village lies, whose peasants are the angels, whose cantons dot the skies. My classics veil their faces, my faith that dark adores, which from its solemn abbeys such resurrection pours. There is a word which bears a sword, can pierce an armed man. It hurls its barbed syllables and is mute again. But where it fell, the saved will tell on patriotic day. Some appollated brother gave his breath away. Wherever runs the breathless sun, wherever roams the day, there is its noiseless onset, there is its victory. Behold the keenest marksman, the most accomplished host. Time's sublimest target is a soul forgot. Through lane it lay, through bramble, through lane it lay, through bramble, through clearing, and through wood. Bandied often passed us upon the lonely road. The wolf came peering curious, the owl looked puzzled down. The serpent sat in figure, glid stealthily along dash. The tempests touched our garments. The lightning's poignards gleamed, fierce from the crag above us. The hungry vulture screamed, the satyr's fingers beckoned. The valley murmured, "Come." These were the maids. This was the road. These children fluttered home. My wheel is in the dark. My wheel is in the dark. I cannot see a spoke, yet know its dripping feet go round and round. My foot is on the tide. An unfrequented road, yet have all roads. A clearing at the end. Some have resigned the loom. Some in the busy tomb find quaint employ. Some with new, stately feet pass royal through the gate, flinging the problem back at you and I. I never told the buried gold. I told the buried gold upon the hill that lies. I saw the sun, his plunder done, crouch low to guard his prize. He stood as near as stood you here. A pace had been between minus. Did but a snake bisect the break. My life had forfeit been. That was a wondrous booty. I hoped was honest gained. Those were the fairest ingots that ever kissed the spade. Whether to keep the secret, whether to reveal, whether while I pond a kid make sudden sail, could a shrewd advise me, we might e'en divide. Should a shrewd betray me, Atrabos decide. The morns are meager than they were. The morns are meager than they were. The nuts are getting brown. The berry's cheek is plumper. The rose is out of town. The maple wears a gay scarf. The field a scarlet gown. Lest I should seem old-fashioned, I'll put a trinket on. Sleep is supposed to be. Sleep is supposed to be my source of sanity. The shutting of the eye. Sleep is the station grand down, which on either hand the hosts of witness stand. Morn is supposed to be by people of degree, the breaking of the day. Morning has not occurred. That shall aurora be. East of eternity, one with the banner gay, one in the red array. One we called it, but both belonged to me. One came the road that I came and wore my last year's gown. The other, as a bird her nest, builded our hearts among. She did not sing as we did. It was a different tune, herself to her, a music, as bumblebee of June. Days far from childhood, but up and down the hills. I held her hand the tighter, which shortened all the miles. And still her hum, the year among, deceives the butterfly. Still in her eye, the violets lie, mouldered this many May. I spilled the dew, but took the morn. I chose this single star from out the wide night's numbers. Sue forevermore. The guest is gold and crimson. The guest is gold and crimson, an opal guest and grey. Of ermine is his doublet, his capuchin gay. He reaches down at nightfall. He stops at every door. Who looks for him at morning? I pray him to explore the lark's pure territory, or the lapwing's shore. I would distill a cup. I would distill a cup and bear to all my friends, drinking to her no more a stir, by beck or burn or more, baffled for just a day or two, baffled for just a day or two, embarrassed, not afraid, encountered in my garden, an unexpected maid. She beckons and the woods start, she nods and all begin. Surely, such a country I was never in. The gentian weaves her fringes. The gentian weaves her fringes. The maple's loom is red. My departing blossoms obviate parade. A brief but patient illness. An hour to prepare, and one below this morning is where the angels are. It was a short procession. The bobolink was there. An aged bee addressed us, and then we knelt in prayer. We trust that she was willing. We ask that we may be. Summer, sister, seraph, let us go with thee. In the name of the bee, and of the butterfly, and of the breeze. Amen. A sepal, petal, and a thorn. A sepal, petal, and a thorn. Upon a common summer's morn, a flask of dew, a bee or two, a breeze, a caper in the trees, and I'm a rose, distrustful of the gentian, and just to turn away, the fluttering of her fringes chilled my perfidy. Weary for mine, I will singing go. I shall not feel the sleet. Then I shall not fear the snow. Fleece so the phantom meadow before the breathless bee. So bubble brooks in deserts of years that dying lie. Burn so the evening spires to eyes that closing go. Hang so distant heaven to a hand below. We lose because we win. We lose because we win. Gamblers, recollecting which toss their dice again. All these my banners be. All these my banners be. I saw my pageantry. In May, it rises train by train, then sleeps in state again. My chancel, hold the plain today, to lose, if one can find again, to miss, if one shall meet. The burglar cannot rob, then the broker cannot cheat. So build the hillocks gate, thou little spade of mine, leaving nooks for Daisy and for Columbine. You and I the secret of the crocus know. Let us chant it softly. There is no more snow. To him who keeps in Orcus's heart, the swamps are pink with June. I had a guinea good frugal eye, that when I could not find it, I sat me down to sigh. I had a crimson robin, who sang full many a day, but when the woods were painted, he too did fly away. Time brought me other robins, their ballads were the same. Still, for my missing troubadour, I kept the house at hame. I had a star in heaven, one Pleiad was its name, and when I was not heeding, it wandered from the same. And though the skies are crowded, and all the night a shine, I do not care about it, since none of them are mine. My story has a moral. I have a missing friend, Pleiad, its name, and Robin, and Guinea in the sand. And when this mournful ditty, accompanied with tear, shall meet the eye of traitor in country far from here, grant that repentance solemn may seize upon his mind, and he no consolation beneath the sun may find. There is a morn by men unseen, knowledge. There is a mornings by men unseen, whose maids upon remoter green keep their seraphic May, and all day long with dance and game and gambol, I never name, employ their holiday. Here to light measure move the feet, which walk no more the village street, nor by the wood are found. Here are the birds that sought the sun, when last year's distaff idle hung, and summer's brows were bound. Ne'er saw I such a wondrous scene, ne'er such a rain on such a green, nor so serene a ray, as if the stars some summer night should swing their cups of chrysolite and revel till the day. Like thee to dance, like thee to sing, people upon that mystic green. I ask each new May morn, I wait thy far, fantastic bells, announcing me in other dells, unto the different dawn. She slept beneath a tree, she slept beneath a tree, remembered but by me. I touched her cradle feet, she recognized the foot, put on a carmine suit, and see, it's all I have to bring today. It's all I have to bring today. This, my heart beside, this, and my heart, and all the fields, and all the meadows wide. Be sure you count, should I forget someone the sun could tell. This, and my heart, and all the bees, which in the clover dwell, mourns like these, we parted. Morns like these, we parted, noons like these. She rose, fluttering first, then firmer to her fair repose. Never did she lisp it, and 'twas not for me. She was mute for transport, wan for agony. Till the evening nearing one the shutters drew, quick a sharper rustling, and this linnet flew. So has a daisy vanished, so has a daisy vanished from the fields today. So tiptoed many a slipper to paradise way, oozed so in crimson bubbles, day's departing tide, blooming, dripping, flowing. Are ye then with God, if those I loved were lost? If those I loved were lost, the crier's voice would tell me. If those I loved were found, the bells of Ghent would ring. Did those I loved repose, the daisy would impel me. Philip, when bewildered, bore his riddle in, adrift, a little boat adrift, adrift, a little boat adrift. And night is coming down, will no one and guide a little boat unto the nearest town. So sailors say, on yesterday, just as the dusk was brown, one little boat gave up its strife and gurgled down and down. So angels say, on yesterday, just as the dawn was red, one little boat, o'erspent with gales, retrimmed its masts, redecked its sails, and shot exultant on. Summer for thee, grant I may be. Summer for thee, grant I may be, when summer days are flown. Thy music still when whippoorwill and oriole are done. For thee to bloom, I'll skip the tomb and row my blossoms o'er. Pray gather me, anemone, thy flower forevermore. When roses cease to bloom, sir, when roses cease to bloom, sir, and violets are done. When bumblebees in solemn flight have passed beyond the sun, the hand that paused to gather upon this summer's day will idle lie in auburn, then take my flowers. Pray, if recollecting were forgetting, oh, if remembering were forgetting, then I remember not, and if forgetting, recollecting, how near I had forgot, and if to miss were merry, and to mourn were gay, how very blithe the maiden who gathered these today. Garland for queens, maybe, garlands for queens, maybe, laurels for rare degree of soul or sword. Ah, but remembering me, ah, but remembering thee, nature in chivalry, nature in charity, nature in equity, the rose ordained. Nobody knows this little rose dash. Nobody knows this little rose. It might a pilgrim be. Did I not take it from the vase and lift it up to thee? Only a bee will miss it, only a butterfly, hastening from far journey, on its breast to lie. Only a bird will wonder, only a breeze will sigh. Ah, little rose, how easy for such as thee to die. Snowflakes, snowflakes, I counted till they danced, so their slippers leave the town, and then I took a pencil to note the ripples down, and then they grew so jolly, I did recite the prig, and 10 of my once stately toes are marshalled for a jig. Before the ice is in the pools, before the ice is in the pools, before the skaters go, or any check at nightfall is tarnished by the snow, before the fields have finished, before the Christmas tree, wonder upon wonder will arrive to me. What we touch the hems of on a summer's day, what is only walking just a bridge away, that which sings so, speaks so, when there's no one here. Will the frock I wept in answer me to wear, by such and such an offering, by such and such an offering, to Mr. So-and-so? The web of life woven, so martyr's album show. It did not surprise me, it did not surprise me. So I said, or thought, she will stir beneath, and the nest forgot, traverse broader forests, build in gayer boughs, breathe in more modern, God's old-fashioned vows. And this was but a birdling. What and if it be? One within my bosom had departed me. This was but a story. What and if indeed there were just such coffin in the heart instead? When I count the seeds, when I count the seeds that are sown beneath to bloom so by and by, when I count the people lain so low to be received as high, when I believe the garden mortal shall not see. Pick by faith its blossom and avoid its bee. I can spare this summer unreluctantly. I robbed the woods, the trusting woods, the unsuspecting trees, brought out their burrs and mosses, my fantasy to please. I scanned their trinkets curious, I grasped, I bore away. What will the solemn hemlock, what will the oak tree say? A day, help, help, another day, a day, help, help, another day. Your prayers, O passerby, from such a common ball as this, might date a victory. From marshallings as simple, the flags of nations swine. Steady, my soul. What issues upon thine arrow hand? Could live, did live, could live, did live, could die, did die, could smile upon the whole. Through faith in one he met not to introduce his soul, could go from scene familiar to an untraversed spot, could contemplate the journey with unpuzzled heart. Such trust had one among us not today. We who saw the launching never sailed the bay. If she had been the mistletoe, if she had been the mistletoe, and I had been the rose, how gay upon your table, my velvet life to close, since I am of the druid, and she is of the dew. I'll take traditions but know, and send the rose to you. There's something quieter than sleep. There's something quieter than sleep. Within this inner room, it wears a sprig upon its breast, and will not tell its name. Some touch it, and some kiss it. Some chafe its idle hand. It has a simple gravity I do not understand. I would not weep if I were they. How rude in one to sob. Might scare the quiet fairy back to her native wood, while simple-hearted neighbors chat of the early dead. We, prone to periphrasis, remark that birds have fled. I keep my pledge. I keep my pledge. I was not called Dash. Death did not notice me. I bring my rose. I blight again by every sainted bee. Psst. By daisy called from hillside, by bobolink from lane. Blossom and I, her oath and mine, will surely come again. Heart, we will forget him. Heart, we will forget him. You and I. Tonight, you may forget the warmth he gave. I will forget the light. When you have done, pray tell me that I may straight begin. Haste, lest while you're lagging I remember him once more, my now bewildered dove. Once more, my now bewildered dove bestows her puzzled wings. Once more, mistress on the deep, her troubled question flings. Thrice to the floating casement, the patriarch's bird returned. Courage, my brave Columba, there may yet be land. I never lost as much but twice. I never lost as much but twice. And that was in the sword. Twice have I stood a beggar before the door of God. Angels, twice descending, reimbursed my store. Burglar, banker, father, I am poor once more. I haven't told my garden yet. I haven't told my garden yet, lest that should conquer me. I haven't quite the strength now to break it to the bee. I will not name it in the street, for shops would stare at me. That one so shy, so ignorant, should have the face to die. hillsides must not know it, where I have rambled so, nor tell the loving forests the day that I shall go, nor lisp it at the table, nor heedless by the way hint that within the little one will walk today might. I often passed the village. When going home from school, and wondered what they did there, and why it was so still. I did not know the year then, in which my call would come earlier by the dial than the rest have gone. It's stiller than the sundown, it's cooler than the dawn. The daisies dare to come in, and birds can flutter down. So when you are tired, or perplexed, or cold, trust the loving promise underneath the mold. Cry, it's I. Take Dolly, and I will enfold. Whether my bark went down at sea, whether my bark went down at sea, whether she met with gales, whether to isles enchanted she bent her docile sails, by what mystic mooring she is held today. This is the errand of the eye out upon the bay, taken from men this morning, carried by men today, met by the gods with banners, who marshalled her away. One little maid from playmates, one little mind from school. There must be guests in Eden, all the rooms are full, too far as the east from even, dim as the border star, courtiers quaint in kingdoms our departed are. If I should die, and you should live, and time should goggle on, and morn should beam, and noon should burn, achieve as it has usual done. If birds should build as early, and bees as bustling go, one might depart at option from enterprise below. 'Tis sweet to know that stalks will stand beneath daisies' lives, that commerce will continue, and trades as briskly fly. It makes the parting tranquil and keeps the soul serene, that gentlemen so sprightly conduct the pleasing scene. By chivalries as tiny, a blossom or a book, the seeds of smiles are planted, which blossom in the dark. If I should cease to bring a rose, upon a festal day, 'twill be because beyond the rose I have been called away. If I should cease to take the names my buds commemorate, 'twill be because death's finger claps my murmuring lip to venerate the simple days, which lead the seasons by needs, but to remember that from you or I they may take the trifle termed mortality, delayed till she had ceased to know, delayed till in its vest of snow her loving bosom lay, an hour behind the fleeting breath, later by just an hour than death, or lacking yesterday. Could she have guessed that it would be, could but a crier of the joy have climbed the distant hill, had not the bliss so slow a pace, whose but this surrendered face were undefeated still. Oh, if there may departing be any forgot by victory, in her imperial round, show them this meek apparelled thing that could not stop to be a king, doubtful if it be crowned a little east of Jordan. Evangelists record a gymnast and an angel did wrestle long and hard till morning touching mountain, and Jacob waxing strong angel begged permission to breakfast, to return. Not so, said cunning Jacob. I will not let thee go, except thou bless me, stranger. The witch acceded to dash. Light swung the silver fleeces, Peniel hills beyond, and the bewildered gymnast found he had worsted God. Like her the saints retire, in their chapeau of fire, martial as she. Like her the evening steel, purple and cochineal after the day. Departed both, they say, i.e. gathered away, not found, argues the aster still. Reasons the daffodil profound, Papa above, regard a mouse, overpowered by the cat, reserve within thy kingdom a mansion for the rat, snug in seraphic cupboards to nibble all the day, while unsuspecting cycles wheel solemnly away, soon in dishonor. Ah, indeed, may this dishonor be. If I were half so fine myself, I'd notice nobody. So corruption, not so fast. Apostle is askew. Corinthians first 15 narrates a circumstance or two. If pain for peace prepares, lo, what Augustan years our feet await. If springs from winter rise, can the anemones be reckoned up? If night stands fast, then noon to gird us for the sun. What case, when from 1,000 skies on our developed eyes displays some rainbow coming from the fair, some vision of the world. Cashmere, I confidently see, or else a peacock's purple train feather by feather on the plain fritters itself away. The dreamy butterflies bestir, lethargic pools resume the whir of last year's sundered tune. From some old fortress on the sun, baronial bees march one by one in murmuring platoon. The robins stand as thick today as flakes of snow stood yesterday on fence and roof and twig. The orchis binds her feather on for her old lover, dawn the sun, revisiting the bog. Without commander, countless, still the regiments of wood and hill in bright detachment stand. Behold, whose multitudes are these, the children of whose turbid seas, or what Circassian land, I can't tell you, but you feel it. I can't tell you, but you feel it, nor can you tell me. Saints, with ravished slate and pencil solve our April day, sweeter than a vanished frolic from a vanished green, swifter than the hoofs of horsemen round a ledge of dream. Modest, let us walk among it with our faces veiled, as they say polite archangels do in meeting God. Not for me to prate about it, not for you to say to some fashionable lady charming April day, rather heaven's Peter barley by which children slow to sublimer recitation are prepared to go. So from the mold, scarlet and gold, many a bulb will rise, hidden away cunningly from sagacious eyes. So from cocoon many a worm leaps so wild and gay. Peasants like me, peasants like thee gaze perplexedly. Success is counted sweetest. Success is counted sweetest by those who near succeed. To comprehend a nectar requires sorest need. Not one of all the purple host who took the flag today can tell the definition so clear of victory as he defeated time, on whose forbidden ear the distant strains of triumph break, agonized and clear. Ambition cannot find him, ambition cannot find him. Affection doesn't know how many leagues of nowhere lie between them now. Yesterday, undistinguished, eminent today. For our mutual honor, immortality, low at my problem bending, low at my problem bending. Another problem comes, larger than mine, serene, involving statelier sums. I check my busy pencil, my figures file away. Wherefore, my baffled fingers, thy perplexity. Arcturus is his other name. Arcturus is his other name. I'd rather call him Star. It's very mean of science to go and interfere. I slew a worm the other day, a savant passing by. Murmured, Risurga, centipede. Oh Lord, how frail are we? I pull a flower from the woods. A monster with a glass computes the stamens in a breath and has her in a glass, whereas I took the butterfly aforetime in my hat. He sits erect in cabinets. The clover bells forgot. What once was heaven is zenith now, where I propose to go. When time's brief masquerade was done, is mapped and charted too. What if the poles should frisk about and stand upon their heads? I hope I'm ready for the worst, whatever prank betides. Perhaps the kingdom of heaven's changed. I hope the children there won't be new-fashioned when I come and laugh at me and stare. I hope the Father in the skies will lift his little girl. Old-fashioned, not everything over the style of pearl. A throw upon the features, a throw upon the features, a hurry in the breath, an ecstasy of parting, denominated death, an anguish at the mention, which when to patience grown, I've known permission given to rejoin its own. Glowing is her bonnet, glowing is her bonnet, glowing is her cheek, glowing is her girdle, yet she cannot speak. Better has the daisy from the summer hill vanish unrecorded, save by tearful rill, save by loving sunrise, looking for a face, save by feet unnumbered, pausing at the place, who never lost, are unprepared, who never lost, are unprepared, a coronet to find, who never thirsted, flagons and cooling tamarind, climb the weary league, can such a foot explore the purple territories on Pizarro's shore? How many legions overcome, the emperor will say? How many colors taken on Revolution Day? How many bullets perished? Hast thou the royal scar? Angels, right promoted on this soldier's brow, a lady red amid the hill, a lady red amid the hill, her annual secret keeps, a lady white within the field in placid lily sleeps. The tidy breezes with their brooms sweep vale and hill and tree. Prithee, my pretty housewives, who may unexpected be. The neighbors do not yet suspect. The woods exchange a smile. Orchard and buttercup and bird in such a little while. And yet, how still the landscape stands, how nonchalant the hedge, as if the resurrection were nothing very strange. She died at play, gamboled away. Her lease of spotted owls then sank as gaily as a Turk upon a couch of flowers. Her ghost strolled softly o'er the hill, yesterday and today, her vestments as the silver fleece, her countenance as spray. Exultation is the going of an inland soul to sea, past the muses, past the headlands, to deep eternity. Bred as we among the mountains, can the sailor understand the divine intoxication of the first league out from land? I never hear the word escape. Without a quicker blood, a sudden expectation, a flying attitude. I never hear of prisons broad, by soldiers battered down, but I tug childish at my bars, only to fail again. A poor, torn heart, a tattered heart. A poor, torn heart, a tattered heart. That sat it down to rest, nor noticed that the ebbing day flowed silver to the west, nor noticed night did soft descend, nor constellation burn, intent upon the vision of latitudes unknown. The angels, happening that way, this dusty heart espied, tenderly took it up from toil, and carried it to God. There, sandals for the barefoot, there, gathered from the gales, to the blue havens by the hand, lead the wandering sails, going to heaven. I don't know when. Pray do not ask me how. Indeed, I'm too astonished to think of answering you. Going to heaven, how dim it sounds, and yet it will be done, as sure as flocks go home at night under the shepherd's arm. Perhaps you're going too, who knows, if you should get there first. Save just a little space for me, close to the two I lost. The smallest rope will fit me, and just a bit of crown, for you know we do not mind our dress when we are going home. I'm glad I don't believe it, for it would stop my breath, and I'd like to look a little more at such a curious earth. I'm glad they did believe it, whom I have never found. Since the mild autumn afternoon, I left them in the ground. Our lives are Swiss, so still, so cool, till some odd afternoon, the Alps neglect their curtains, and we look farther on. Italy stands the other side, while like a guard between, the solemn Alps, the siren Alps, forever intervene. We should not mind so small a flower. We should not mind so small a flower, except it quiet bring. Our little garden that we lost back to the lawn again, so spicy her carnations not, so drunken reel her bees, so silver steal 100 flutes from out 100 trees, that whoso sees this little flower by faith may clear behold the bobblings around the throne, and dandelions gold. Whose cheek is this? Whose cheek is this? What rosy face has lost a blush today? I found her, Pleiad, in the woods, and bore her safe away. Robin such with leaves, but which the cheek and which the ball. My scrutiny deceives, heart not so heavy as mine, heart not so heavy as mine, wending late home, as it passed my window, whistled itself a tune, a careless snatch, a ballad, a ditty of the street, yet to my irritated ear, an anodyne so sweet, it was as if a bobolink, sauntering this way, caroled and paused and caroled, then bubbled slow away. It was as if a chirping brook upon a dusty way set bleeding feet to minuets without the knowing why. Tomorrow night will come again, perhaps weary and sore. Ah, bugle, by my window, I pray you pass once more. A breast is fit for pearls, a breast is fit for pearls, but I was not a diver. A brow is fit for thrones, but I have not a crest. A heart is fit for home. I, a sparrow, build there, sweet of twigs and twine, my perennial nest. They have not chosen me, he said. They have not chosen me, he said, but I have chosen them. Brave, broken-hearted statement, uttered in Bethlehem. I could not have told it, but since Jesus dared, sovereign, no a daisy, they dishonor shared. South winds jostle them, south winds jostle them. Bumblebees come, hover, hesitate, drink, and are gone. Butterflies pause on their passage, cashmere. I, softly plucking, present them here. A darting fear, a pomp, a tear. A darting fear, a pomp, a tear. A waking on a morn, to find that what one waked for inhales the different dawn. As by the dead we love to sit, as by the dead we love to sit, become so wondrous dear. As for the lost, we grapple though all the rest are here. In broken mathematics, we estimate our price vast, in its fading ration to our penurious eyes. Some things that fly there be, some things that fly there be. Birds, ours, the bumblebee, of these no elegy. Some things that stay there be, grief, hills, eternity. Know this behoveth me. There are that resting, rise. Can I expound the skies? How still the riddle lies within my reach. Within my reach. I could have touched, I might have chanced that way. Soft, sauntered through the village, sauntered as soft away. So unsuspected violets within the fields lie low. Too late for striving fingers that passed an hour ago. So bashful when I spied her, so bashful when I spied her, so pretty, so ashamed, so hidden in her leaflets, lest anybody find, so breathless till I passed her, so helpless when I turned, and bore her, struggling, blushing, her simple haunts beyond.